hello! Teddy and I decided that while we were at the playground playing around a little bit, that we would record a story for you. Well, he's already reading the story. This is the story we're going to read, and guess who is reading it already? You're going to love this story. Teddy knows it because it's my favorite story. Illustrated by Rachel Isadora. This is really a story from a very famous opera. And I love it so much, and I know you will too. This is called Firebird. Rachel Isadora illustrated it, and I especially like, see, it's my favorite book. I especially like how she filled the whole page, used Jackson Pollock splattering to make the snow and the stars, and used bright, beautiful colors. Firebird. Here we go. Here it's about a castle, and I love castles. Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a prince named Ivan. His kingdom bordered on a dark, forbidding forest. Ever since he was a young boy, Ivan heard stories about a tree of unsurpassed beauty hidden deep in the forest. It was said that magical golden fruit grew on its branches, but whoever went to look for the tree never returned. Well, the snowy blanket of winter had melted to reveal a new green growth of spring. And one day, Ivan, now a young grown-up man, decided to go search for the magic tree. He entered the woods, but as he wandered deeper and deeper, the undergrowth tangled around his legs, making it so difficult for him to go on. Soon it was nighttime, and the stars appeared twinkling through the twisted branches. It was so deep in the woods. Just when he was too tired to search any further, that he thought he might lay down and just go to bed, he noticed a golden glow in the distance. Quietly, he crept towards the light. He found himself in a glorious garden, and there in the center stood the magic tree that he had heard about, and it was bearing golden fruit just like he heard about. If only I could just have one piece of fruit, Ivan thought. Suddenly, a flash of light streaked across the sky. It soared back and forth, and landed right by the magic tree. The light transformed into the most dazzling creature he had ever seen. Half woman, half bird, with feathers as bright as flame. He knew what it was. He had heard about it. It was a firebird. Wow, that is beautiful. Prince Ivan watched the firebird from the shadows. Then he leapt forward and he captured the firebird in his very arms. Terrified, the firebird struggled to break free. Twisting and turning, she beat her wings frantically against her captor. This wild creature was meant to be free, he thought himself. And so very gently, Ivan released his grasp and he whispered to the firebird, "Fly away, firebird, fly away." That was nice, wasn't it? He was a good prince. Instantly, the firebird flew up into the air. Ivan bowed in respect and bade the firebird farewell. But the Firebird, quite grateful for Ivan's kindness, removed a brilliant feather from her tail and gave it to Ivan. This feather is a magic charm. You only need to wave the feather in it if you're in a time of need or danger, and I will come to you and help. With that, she vanished into the night. Boom! She was gone. While Ivan stood there, quite motionless, unbelieving what he had seen, he heard the sound of approaching voices. Quickly, he hid behind a bush, and 10 beautiful maidens appeared, singing a haunting melody. Entranced by their beauty, Ivan stepped forward out of his hiding place to greet them, but they drew back, frightened. "I mean you no harm," said Ivan. And yet they were a little concerned, for they had not seen anybody like him before. 10 beautiful maidens. The most beautiful maiden stepped forward. "Who are you?" Ivan asked. "We are princesses. We came here to find the magic tree, but we were taken prisoner by the evil sorcerer Catchai. This is his garden. This is his magic tree. Everything belongs to him. Even us maidens. We can never, ever escape." Sad. Touched by the princess's story, Ivan reached out to her, and the maidens danced and sang songs of joy that Ivan was nice. For that moment, they all seemed so happy, and Ivan was determined, "I will save them all!" I think he has a good plan. But just then, the sky darkened and a crash of thunder boomed overhead. "Catch-a!" all the princesses said fearfully. The beautiful princess gave Prince Ivan a parting kiss. I think she liked him. And she fled with her friends into the forest. Then the whole earth began to tremble, and the ground opened up to reveal the most horrifying creature ever. It was Catchai. And with him were hideous, horrible, ugly, grotesque monsters. Do you want to see the picture? Should I show them? You can show them. Okay, it's hideous. It's horrible. It's Catchai. And the horrible, hideous, ugly, grotesque monsters. Catchai. This is a time of danger. Catchai signaled all his monsters to attack Prince Ivan. And they lashed out from all sides at Ivan, and he knew that soon he was going to be overpowered. He knew it. They were horrible. Catch. I don't even like to look at them. They're so bad. I'm going to look the other way. And then Ivan remembered to pull out the red feather. He was exhausted, but he managed to pull it from his pocket and he waved it in the air. Suddenly, a bright light appeared, and who is it? It is the Firebird. She returned to protect and help Prince Ivan. She quickly handed Ivan a golden sword. Then she swirled and circled in the air, and while she was swirling in the air, Ivan held up the golden sword, and all of those horrid, grotesque, ugly monsters, all of them were hypnotized and they fell over. Ivan lunged at Catch-Eye, the worst, horrible, ever person, the monster. Catch-Eye! And he lunged at him with the golden sword and killed him. The princesses all ran to Ivan. They bowed gracefully in gratitude to Ivan and before the Firebird for coming with the golden sword. As the first rays of the morning glistened in the forest, the Firebird rose in the air and flew away into the mist. Way up there. Just as morning is coming, and the maiden and Ivan waved farewell to the beautiful, wonderful, strong, and powerful Firebird. Oh, that's not the end. It gets better. Prince Ivan and the princess, the most beautiful one, returned to the kingdom and were married. Often in the evenings, just as the sun began to set, Prince Ivan would walk all by himself to the edge of the forest, and he would remember. Isn't that lovely? Do you wonder? Do you have any questions? I always have questions. Like, what happened to the other princesses, the other 9? Well, they were considered gorgeous, beautiful, smart, and all got married to other most amazing men in the kingdom. And from then on, people could go walking in the beautiful forest whenever they wanted, with no fear of danger. The end. Thank you for listening to Firebird, illustrated by Rachel Isadora. We had a good time here on the slide, and I'm glad you came to listen to the story with us. Bye-bye.